right now. Let's jump into this one. I don't know. I'm going to try and get through this one here before my battery goes dead on my phone. It's getting pretty weak right now, so I don't know if I'll be able to finish this up tonight or not, but there's not a whole lot left. The conditions, okay? Look, folks, you can create your own conditions. You can. What is it you want them to adhere to? What is it you want them to do? I tend to do conditions that aren't completely impossible, but are hard to do. That's the way it works. You want to meet some easy conditions? Go ahead. Like my cellie, the Muslim. One of his conditions was you have to call me Muhammad. Yeah, they started calling him Muhammad after that. I said, man, I've been in prison, man, for 6 years trying to get these assholes to call me Muhammad. All I had to do was write some paperwork. So, yeah, they ended up calling him Muhammad. I've talked about him in other videos. Pretty smart guy, pretty smart young man. But in the conditions, folks, you can create your own. But I would suggest that you look really closely at the conditions that come in these conditional acceptances that we send you, or I've sent you, or you've shared with the Telegram or whatever. Because, look, these things are universal. Matter of fact, I think about every one of them on this one here, there's A through U. Well, some of them pertain to driving, and if you were doing child support, you wouldn't use them. But look at them, folks, because a lot of them you can use. One of them here is conditional acceptance to your offer conditions, right? As truster or settler of the trust, RJL, I conditionally accept your offer trustees, who are the living and breathing human people of the accused, if you fulfill the following conditions to wit. Okay? He's saying right here, if you can fill these, I'm charging you with crime. You are a witness to your own crimes in this document. If you can't meet these following conditions, if I say you're committed treason and you don't meet these conditions, then you contractually agree that you have committed the crimes. Okay? So, for instance, one in here, additionally, I need to see if the original securities have indeed been filed with the DTC as securities to support whether or not your business's net worth has increased through your use of my credit and the trust credit. Okay? Has it been filed with the DTC? All those penal bonds are filed with the DTC. The documentation you present is confusing, inasmuch as you relate the alleged defendant to be the trust, RJL, and not the beneficiary of said trust. Therefore, I need written clarification as to precisely who or what was intended as the contractee. And if different than what is written, why have you not addressed this or these points in the past? If you guys look over these, you'll see. Additionally, I cannot understand what is the intent, or what is intended as what the alleged real party in interest, and therefore evidence of who or what is intended as the real party in interest. Like I said in just some recent videos, these letters you get for frivolous filing, I know why most of you are getting those, or taxes. You get the coupon for the taxes. That's what you're arguing. Who's the real party in interest? You got 3 different descriptions in this letter of who I think you're trying to hit up with this. And none of them are Christopher Allen, Hauser, beneficiary. Yeah. Show me who's doing it. Who's the real party in interest? If they could do this stuff, folks, they would be totally rolling over on themselves, exposing all kinds of things. Evidence that you, the accused, did not fraudulently collect from both me and the trust, RJL, and that you are not attempting to collect from me and the trust, RJL. Does that sound familiar to any of y'all? The coupon. And I send a check. If you're redeeming the coupon and I'm sending you a check, then you're hitting me, and you're hitting the trust. Right? That's double dipping. Prove that you're not doing this. They can't. Evidence that you or your officers, agents, brokers, and or intermediaries have not collected considerable amounts of money from the trust through merchant trustee Matthew, having frequently created 3+ bonds on the case. They're creating bonds, and that's what this is saying. Show me evidence that you're not. They can't do that. Here's the one I like. Explain why neither me nor the trust, RJL, was paid the royalties from these bonds created by the trustee, Matthew. And that's one of the who was it? Matthew was the judge. Right? Hey, Judge, why aren't you paying me my royalties? Rock star. Produce evidence as to how the trust, RJL, could be responsible for the beneficiary's actions, or how a human who is the beneficiary could be responsible for the trust, RJL's actions, and how they both are charged in this action. Then here's the show cause why you should not be charged with treason, conspiracy to commit treason, for overthrowing the Constitution of the United States of America, Article 3, judiciary, because none of them are judiciary. They're not Article 3 courts. A lot of y'all know that. And then, let me see, I might have skipped over it. Show me an on-ledger and off-ledger account of the trust since its inception. All y'all wondering, hey man, how do I find out what's in the trust? I tell you, you got to wait till you're 65 and it matures, or turn 18, and then go in there and say, I don't want a contract. I don't want a contract with this. Don't use the number. Go in there and tell them, if you got a savvy 18-year-old, they play this right, they could go in there and they could clean the freaking trust out. And if they've had it since they were babies and they're dropping $1 million in there, you're 18 years old. Yeah, $19 million in your trust. And it goes through that, and then it says, after the conditions, look at the conditions, folks, and the ones that we have, because a lot of the conditions you can use, especially if it's ticket or anything to do with the moving thing. A lot of these are used. Some of them you won't. Look at them and see if they fit what it is you're trying to do. But a lot of them aren't. And it says right here, it goes on to say, and again, since logic and common sense dictates that you would not have committed these actions without already having this information supra readily available. Your trustees, you should have access to all this information. Be able to get it just like that. Put it in, give it to me definitely inside of 10 days. It says you have 10 days from the date herein to have the information presented to me. Moreover, you move in the name of the corporation in your principal's military admiralty tribunal and not a court of law, involving an issue on the land and not on the high sea. You, the accused, therefore, or thereof, hold responsibility for these actions you executed for the trust corporation along with the trusts involved. This conditional acceptance gives witness to your crime and... Oops, what happened there? Okay, sorry about that, folks. My battery's about to go dead. Let's see, man. That kind of threw me off for a little bit. This conditional acceptance gives witness to your crimes. Any physical witnesses, I also serve the following: Loretta Lynch and Hubert Slattery III. And I will finish this up, folks, tomorrow, explaining the last couple pages of this thing, and you'll see that that this is how this works, how you're going to get these, how you're going to lock them in. It's the last part of the contract that talks about the if on the other hand, here's the conditions. You know, if you can do these, this is what we got. But on the other hand, if on the other hand, that's where we'll continue off there tomorrow, folks. My battery's about to go dead on my phone, so I'm going to have to get it in the charger pretty soon. Yeah, but y'all have a blessed night, and I'll get back with this tomorrow, and maybe I can have this stuff done in the next couple of days with the contract and the assignment document. They're fairly easy. Once you get your head wrapped around it, they're fairly easy to get with. But for now, folks, have a blessed night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. All right, good night.